In our previous video, we saw how to wire up some data to an autocomplete text view so that it will actually autocomplete when you start typing. We saw that the toString method decides what actually gets rendered in that autocomplete. And I've proven that out because I've put a breakpoint here, and notice when I click up and I delete and I start typing Eastern, I'm going to go back and I'm going to choose F9, and you'll see that this toString method has been called numerous times. Each time I'm pressing a letter, it's considering what to show. As soon as I tab away and I've selected something, all of that nature stops happening. So the question I want to answer in this video is what happens if we take away the toString method completely, because notice it's an overridden method. So just temporarily, I'm going to comment the method out. We don't want to commit commented code to source code repository, by the way. So this is just temporary. I just want to do a little demo. We'll start the debugger one more time, and then we'll take a look. The debugger is now running. The emulator is up, so you can see over here. And so I fast forwarded to the onPostExecute method just because I want to confirm that plant DTOs does indeed contain the same three items that we saw before. One thing you might notice is a subtle difference. Take a look at what appears next to the 0, 1, and 2. It now says plant DTO at symbol 5588, 5589, 5590. It used to actually have the result of that toString method. In other words, it said white oak, English oak, and Eastern redbud. Now it doesn't say that because remember, we have removed the toString method, but we do see under the covers that white oak, English oak, and Eastern redbud still do exist. So let's go back and let's confirm everything works as we expect. Now I'm going to go to my emulator and I'm going to start typing Eastern. And I'm going to be disappointed because it's not actually showing me anything in an autocomplete. Now I've exited and entered the screen again so that I can pull up the debugger and have it walk through this process again. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to right click and I'm going to say evaluate expression. Here's a place in the debugger where I can type in any line of code and then just have it evaluate. So I'm going to say plant DTOs. Note that that's the variable that's passed in. And then I'm going to say get, and we'll simply get the first items. We'll say get 0. And then I'm going to invoke the toString method. Note that the toString method is being inherited from a superclass since I've removed it from the plant class itself. So I invoke this toString method, I press evaluate, and take a look at what it gives us. Something really long that ends with a kind of funny value that's not very helpful. As a matter of fact, remember that string because take a look at what happens when I start typing it. Do you see when I start typing edu.uc.jonesbr.plantplaces.dto, you see how now it's auto-completing because it's not using the toString that I made and then removed. Instead, it's inheriting a toString method, and let's see what that toString method is. Well, indeed, it's from the grand Adam and Eve superclass of all. I hate the name of this class. The class is named Object with a capital O. Let's just call it capital O for short because that naming gets really goofy. You say like an instance of the class called object and it just gets confusing. So nonetheless, if I scroll down a bit, you'll see that there is a method here called toString. And the toString method by default returns getClass.getName, so edu.uc.jonesbr, then an @ symbol, then a hex reference of the hash code. Long story there I won't even bother to get into. But if we start typing edu and take a look there, edu.uc.jonesbr.plantplaces.dto, okay, that would be the get class, and then the get name is the name of the class itself, the plant DTO, and then some kind of hash code that's converted to hex, that's what follows. Not very intuitive to the user. So that is the story behind toString, and if you find that your autocompletes aren't if you find that they are not populating as you wish, you might check that you have a toString method, might make sure that you have it and you have the signature correct. As a gut check, do what I just did. Take a look at the package name, see if the autocomplete is coming up by the package name instead of the class name that you want. So I am going to revert my plant DTO. I am going to put this back because it bothers me to not have it there. And we'll go ahead and wrap up this video. I hope it's been helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next. Thank you.